this is Bird. It's the Kirk and Bird Show, and we are here with our friends from the Phoebus Oscar Smith gang. We got the two Anthonys. We got Rob representing Phoebus, and we got AC representing Oscar Smith. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, what up?
Yeah. What's up, fellas? What's going on? Thanks for having us back, man.
Oh yeah.
Good
man.
to be here.
Great to be here. I'm telling you, legit, man. Like, people are clamoring to hear what y'all got to say. Like, they love what
they told us, man,
beforehand.
Yeah.
And now they're like, what they got to say? Come on. We gave them.
We can't wait for this episode.
Yesterday. You know, we would have interviewed you, AJ, but we couldn't find you after the game.
Actually, to be honest, I didn't even. I stuck around. You know, of course, I wanted to talk to my son. I talk to him after every game. I talked to Brock and a couple of the defensive linemen, and just told them my perspective and what I expect from them going forward. You know, you take some, you're gonna take some, and you're gonna give some. But the thing is, when you win at a magnitude the way that these two programs win against each other, it's got to be a loser. Like I told y'all last year, I didn't expect it. This year, I didn't expect that. But I will never take anything away from that coaching staff and them kids. When I tell you they played the perfect game to the T, they maximized every opportunity they had with that ball on offense and on defense. They stunned us early, they punched us hard, and we just couldn't stop the bleeding. And once we started bleeding, they kept punching in the same sore, the same wound. The dripping became running, and it went from dripping to running to leaking.
Hey, you bled out, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's just set it up. We're going to feed our guests questions. Now, what we need you to do is subscribe, and if you want to be notified, like some people are like, when's this episode coming out? We got to see that episode. You'll get a little alert on your phone. So, and I just want to point out, you're not getting this anywhere else. God bless Virginia Pilot, Marty O'Brien, but they can't analyze like this. And
nah, they didn't ring my phone. They ain't in our inbox.
Right.
On the real, like, these guys are truly insiders.
Yeah.
Like, it's our scepter.
Rob was up in the Rob was up in the sky.
Y'all really know what's going on. You bring a lot to the game. You know, not just like because you have those relationships, but y'all also know, like, we can take y'all to and analyze another game because y'all know it like that.
Rusty, let's
start out with, because
Rusty, you're a little choppy.
But Rob, tell us a little bit about during and after, like, what was the mindset of whether it was the coaches, the players, like, during the game? Was it something on that sideline, like, you know, this is what it's supposed to be, or just what? What was it?
I mean, it kind of, Rusty, it kind of began like from the beginning, like from pregame warm-ups, the environment. I mean, early on, I heard that the guys were really locked in, focused at the school. Then, you know, it was senior day. You know, it was you know, the rematch is let your hair down. It doesn't mean anything. Obviously, both of us kept 1 seeds. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't really affect anything for both of us. So it was just letting your hair hang down. And I mean, like AJ said, I'm not going to say we didn't expect to blow them out, but we knew if we came and played Phoebus football, you know, Phoebus sound football like we've known to do, it could have got bad. In the same way like it was, they played Oscar Smith football last year. The roster that they had, I mean, they were who they were. And like I told you, you got to come through the tunnel. It's different. It's a different environment. That's not a normal place that the Tigers come to. They don't come to Darling Stadium enough, you know, to understand, like the way you warm up and you know, you don't come through a locker room from the other side where the other team is at. You have your own space. We have our space. We're going to meet. If we meet at the 50. Like, it's not a cross path type of thing. So, I mean, the mindset during the game was keep your foot on the gas. They put 42 up on us. And what I say, AJ, I see your 42.
I see your 42. I raised your 14.
And I raised your 14. And all came in the first half.
Yeah, no doubt.
But
what I want to bring up.
They're a good team, though. I want everybody to understand that. So they're still going to be a good team.
So we were talking before we started taping, like Anthony Jones. You said your brother was it in South Carolina? Said who's that number 7? So that's my point.
Number 5.
5.
Oh,
yeah, number 5.
5. I was
number 5.
All right.
And he's
Jordan Bass. Jordan Bass.
He's on vacation in South Africa.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. This is my okay. So last year they had Gray, Keontae's brother that went on to Hampton, and of course that was their guy.
Right.
But then they have another guy that wasn't that guy last year, but he is that guy. I like to call them dudes. And to me, the definition of a dude sometimes is when the lights is bright. You know what I'm saying? They perform. When the lights is on, it's time to perform. You know, and that's what he did. He put on a showcase for himself and for his school. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't want anything less from a big time player in the big time program than your very best. Like I told you in the beginning, when teams win at a magnitude of Phoebus and Oscar Smith, these type of games can really pan out who's the best. You know, it shows who's the best. And I'm never gonna be afraid to say they the best. In order to beat the best, in order to be the best, you beat the best. In order to dethrone the king of who they say is number 1, you have to beat that king who they say is number 1. And we handily on all 3 phases of football last night, when you add coaching and everything into it, we got beat handily. Can't shy away from that scoreboard. What they say, men lie, women lie. Numbers don't.
Numbers don't, baby.
You can fabricate them, but they're not gonna lie to you.
Yes.
We got 56 reasons to punish these next 5 opponents that we have coming up. You know, and my hats off go off to Phoebus, and I was on FaceTime with one of the coaches. I want to say he coaches the DBs or the receivers. I can't remember. It was with BJ Asad Brown's dad, and I asked him like, what was the factor in going into this game? What was it that you all felt y'all were very confident about? He said, "Oh, we knew that we were gonna beat y'all. We were gonna get if we get it in the air. If we go into the air with this ball, if this ball gets in the air, we have a very, 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 very good chance of knocking y'all off." And that was it. He understood the coverages. As a good coaching staff, they understood the coverages. They understood the game plan that they felt that what we were going to do, and they executed to a T. Rarely do you see a perfect game, and that was close to perfection of a offense, defense, and special teams, because I was hearing the special teams was somewhat not good. But every kick, for the first half, the first 5 possessions, they averaged starting on R40.
You're right. No, right.
Hey, AJ, a bright light for Smith. Their punter was very good for a while. He turned a couple over. So that was one thing. And then when you talk about special teams, I think it was Trey Reddick and another.
Yeah, he blocked the punt.
But I was just going to add in that, that seems to be the big thing. Is like everybody was talking about Jordan Bass, number 5, Cinco. Sorry about that 7 earlier. I was multiple things in my head. But, I mean, 4 receptions and the
rushing touchdown.
Yeah, the rushing touchdown.
But I think that, we want to talk about the other kids, too, because they're used to Jordan getting a lot of attention. A lot of ball players.
Yeah, I
was going to say this. That is one of the most dominating performances I've seen from a high school player in 25 years. You got to go back to Curry and those guys. That's just my take.
So when you talk about it, one of the things AJ said was almost close to perfect game. Rob talked about the quarterback was perfect.
8 for 8, 219, 5 touchdowns.
Yep.
No sacks.
Yep.
No sacks given up, and that was one of the things that Blunt and the staff did a real good job on, was the pressure. We knew the pressure that they could bring if we didn't, slow it down. They run a multiple stunts, and they'll bring a linebacker every now and then and just try to cause the havoc, like AJ said, because of what everybody think they should look like from last year. Like they didn't have the four studs,
right,
to just say, hey, we know you don't have enough to stop this for. We don't have to do nothing spectacular, and they could cause it. So this team that Smith has, their pressure comes in different ways, and if you aren't able to sustain that, it's a problem. And then, like I said, you can't be on the field after 6 straight 3-and-out possessions.
Yep.
That's football. I don't care who I don't care what level it is. Your defense cannot consistently go back on the field after 6 straight 3-and-outs. I don't care what level it is. Professional, college, youth, high school. I mean, after a while, and then we were scoring at a fast clip. Like you look, it's still the first quarter, and it's 20-something-0.
right.
We
want to give props to number 12. I got his name wrong. Boozy.
Yeah. Boosie, Nolan James.
Boosie.
I know, Kirk. He was a little upset about that. He said he watched the show.
Yeah.
He said, shout out to Mark.
Yeah, I'll say this is that he had an unbelievable game, and I don't want him to get overshadowed by Jordan Bass.
Tyron Taylor, the tailback.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do is talk about how good the kids were.
He 200 and something, had a great game. We've been waiting for something like this from him. And like you said, this is one of those games where, your players show up and be guys. I mean, he had been running well near the end right here, but I think this one against a national powerhouse. I mean, they play a national schedule regardless of the results of those games. They play a national schedule. Oscar Smith does. We can't take away from what they do. So Tyron Taylor, ran the ball well, finished the run. First opening play of the game on offense, 35-yard touchdown. Anthony Reddick, lights out. McMullen, Florida 70, had 4 sacks. I think 3 in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. Finished with 4. My guys, Ricardo Underwood, a big interception. Big interception.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Just understanding, the kids did a great job this week in practice, just preparing for, Oscar Smith and just the different wrinkles that they do, and then you piss us off, man. You dogged us, man. So you take all of that. The kids showed up to play. El Toro, Caleb Tillery, the linebackers, sophomores. Mark Hobson showed up. The kids took it to heart, man. They did a good job. Like you said, They did a real good job.
I'd like to go back to something AJ said, which I think it carries some weight, is like, this was a game of 2 just well-coached teams. I'm saying overall, great athletes, but well-disciplined, and they did it. They've done it for a couple of years now.
Right.
This game, what I liked is the athletes for Phoebus, just like the athletes from Oscar Smith last year, they did it in a big game. And what I mean by that is, your brother's asking who's number 5. Well, you know what? Number 5 had games like that against Gloucester, I'm sure, against Denby, but when you're doing it against a legit opponent, now, that's when the legend grows. That's when you go, man, and you'll go back, and especially that's why I want both of y'all to finish the job. You go, that was the year I saw Jordan Bass against Oscar Smith. I will for the rest of my life talk about Oscar Smith's offensive line from last year when I saw him live at ODU, and all the talent, and what is it, King, the running back, seeing them, they did it in the big light. And so that to me is the thing that when you do it then, and not taking anything away from the kid that has a good game against Bethel or anybody, but that was big. That was big.
It also might be what you remember 5, 10, 15 years from now is the game where this kid Boozy, number 12, shot out, like we found out about Michael Vick after Ronald Curry later on. I wanted to get into we're going to talk about the teams going forward and what they're looking at in the playoffs and the bracket. But before we did that, was a beautiful day. It was a great
Yeah,
day
it was.
football. And, I thought the crowd was really good. But for that beautiful day, that ought to be a sellout. That's how things have changed because everybody's got their phones and laptops. But I think most people, you're on the inside, Rob, we're surprised. That was total physical domination. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I think Oscar Smith did have a bad day. I think they could have been clicking on all cylinders. They could not have beaten Phoebus. Phoebus was just absolutely dominant. They're so much better than I thought they were. But, that's one of the things I want to transition to. And Rusty, you can turn in the conductor on this is, okay, they're both number one seeds. And obviously they have a chance to win, another title. And obviously, Oscar Smith does have a tougher road to hoe. And so let's talk about Anthony, how the health of the team, Jones, how's the health of the team? And, they've got Kellum in the first round, but they're probably going to have Western Branch probably in the second round. That's going to be a big game.
Well, the first question, the health of the team is good. We don't have one of our players, Jamari Knox. He's not here. He won't even be here for the rest of the season. So he did some stuff to his knee in the Western Branch game. Okay. But we got Torrey Johnson back, number 2, with the West Virginia commit. We got him back, and he had two maybe 3 targets, I think, on Saturday. But my thing with him was I was just wanting to see how he reacted after a hit or after trying to make a move, because of course it was his hamstring. The first one he dropped, okay, but the second one he got, and he actually was able to make a move. So that was a key point for me to have one of our bigger red zone threats back and have him healthy. Up front, nobody's healthy. It's going to be week 11. We're going to be banged up. But like I said, you're either hurt or you're injured. Which one? It can't be both.
I said that this week. I use that exact same phrase, AJ.
Yeah, it's either you hurt or you're injured. Now, I feel that we're healthy enough. As the playoffs go on, we can get healthier or we can get a little more hurt. But going into this week against Kellum, I never overlook anybody just because of that's the bad thing to do when you put those type of vibes out there. I just want a great week of practice. Saturday was Saturday. We know what Saturday is. It was an L, a big one. But we have to regroup. I know the coaches are good with getting these kids ready. The players still have a ultimatum. They have an agenda. We have a goal. Looking forward to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, solid practices. I've been hearing that they're thinking about moving the game up to Thursday because of the hot weather. Sure. Okay. If it does, I think we should get a good solid 3 days of practice in, and I feel we'll be ready for the playoffs. Taking the losses it is what it is. We take a loss. We took one early in the season last year. We took in the season this year. I think a lot of people are probably going to look at it different or probably try to overlook more last year because it was a top nationally ranked team than this year. But in my book, a beating is a beating, no matter who it come from. Absolutely. So we take it, we learn from it, we move forward. We have enough athletes and enough great coaching to understand it and get these kids ready for the following week coming up for Friday. So am I concerned? No. I just want to make sure that they realize and understand, okay, this is season 2 right here. Season 1's over with. It's season 2. Now our journey begins.
Yeah, well, what I hope actually comes out of this also is just the recognition of both programs. Like, okay, you guys were, I think, ranked in the top 60 in the nation, but now Phoebus has got to be recognized. They've got to, like you've played a great team, a 2-time state champion, Division 6 team. So let's see if USA Today, whatever.
The narrative of 3A football. Well, that's dead now. I don't want to hear 3A football. I don't want to hear it.
Yep. You remember the movie Hoosiers? Everybody plays each other in the Indiana basketball tournament, regardless of size. But both teams are going to have a tough second round matchup. It's trending to be like I said, Western Branch for Smith, and a really good Lake Taylor team for Phoebus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get that one. I mean, well, like you said, AJ said, you're not looking past nobody.
Yeah.
We have open with York, respective York Falcons. And like you said, Saturday was Saturday. That doesn't mean you stop practicing hard and you start going through the motions because you feel like, you've accomplished something. That was not the ultimate goal. That was a goal. You don't look ahead to things, but that's one of the goals that you put on your list as a player that season is Oscar Smith running that back. We know it's there, but we'll worry about it when it came, and we check that off. Now it's state title number 9.
Right.
5 weeks of football.
I want to give former PD Lafayette a little love. They are 9-1 and a higher seed than Lake Taylor. They're the number 2 seed. But so the path, and we're going to switch over to the brackets. I'll share my screen for the whole state because we're going to talk about the rest of 757 because we know we have a lot of 757 fans on here. But I think the path to the state championship is more favorable for Phoebus because you're talking about, let's go with Smith. Smith's going to have to face Western Branch and probably Manchester or Thomasdale. Thomasdale's coming off of a pretty convincing loss to Dinwiddie. And then if they win the region, which should all be at home, they're going to face a really, really good Freedom Woodbridge team here. And then they may have to worry about that other side with the Fairfax winner is in the Centerville.
Fairfax.
That state championship may not be a cakewalk if they get to it.
No,
Rusty.
No, I don't think any state championship is a cakewalk. I think you have favorites. You're going to always have favorites in games. You're going to have underdogs, and that's just the nature of the beast of football. But taking it, I'm all about preparation. You can tell when the team is prepared. You can tell when they're not prepared. So our preparation is key for these next 5 weeks. Your biggest thing is you want to stay as healthy as possible, but everybody knows how that goes when you're playing this type of game. Mm-hmm. But when you prepare, it's a mixture of prepare and hunger, in my personal opinion.
Right.
You have some schools that are hungrier for certain teams because of history. You have teams that prepare better than a lot of teams because they're used to it. They're in these playoff situations every year. This will be the first time since I think my son's been at Smith that we've played multiple teams in the playoffs in 2 years like this. Last year we played Grassfield in the first round. This year we played Kellum, but I've only seen them play Thomasdale once. See, we didn't play Thomasdale. We've never seen Manchester. Manchester lost to Western Branch last year.
Right.
So you see the same names, but you don't always get the same teams because one year they get knocked off, and the next year then they dominate that team that knocked them off. So you have to prepare, and is preparing for a team. You can do that, understandably, but you have to prepare your team for what they're supposed to be doing. Being prepared on how you're supposed to be playing. Yeah, teams gonna come out with all type of different wrinkles. You're gonna see stuff that you didn't see in the regular season. Like, but where did this wild? Like we ran the Wildcat against Phoebus. We never ran the Wildcat throughout the season. It's a lot of plays that I know Coach Scott hasn't even shown yet out of his playbook. So it's all about the preparation. Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate with myself, and I would, if we play Western Branch, that's kind of, I'm not gonna sit here and that's what I want.
Right.
That's what I want. Right.
I would not want them. I don't think you want to play a team that you've already beaten. And I hear you. You're more of an inside, but I don't know about you guys, but I think it's hard to beat a team twice. Just like Phoebus has, had revenge in mind. Western Branch lost a tough 2-0 game. Well, let's transition to Phoebus. I want to keep us moving. Phoebus is probably going to play. They're going to York, and then it's trending for the winner of Lafayette, Lake Taylor.
Right.
And then, if they win the region, which they are highly favored to do, they're gonna Rusty, you chime in here too. They're gonna play a Brentsville team that has one loss, but if you look at their path to the playoffs and the semifinals, they're not going to play a team anywhere close to Phoebus. So Brentsville is going to come back down, and then Phoebus is trending to play either Liberty Christian or Lord Botetourt, and Liberty Christian is more likely to lose to Heritage. But Rusty, talk about Brentsville, because Brentsville is probably coming down there again.
Yeah, Brentsville's got a really good program. They're solid. They're very well coached. Lauren Wright was on the show, and we featured two of their athletes about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, player of the year. I saw that.
Yeah. And as a lineman,
he was a lineman, right? Absolutely.
Dude is legit. But I think you're talking, and just to put it in context, that's one dude, whereas Phoebus has a team. And they have other good players, but I think I think the grind that Phoebus has had, their schedule, I don't think Brentsville will be the hardest part of their playoffs, even though it's the semifinals. I honestly think, I think, if it's Liberty Christian again, that'd be a good state championship. But I think, how people we say like this is the state championship game. Like I think the Lake Taylor Phoebus game might be the state championship game.
I mean, I don't think so. Like Lake Taylor, they'll play us hard. They'll play us hard. I mean, we'll prepare for it.
Lord Botetourt is good, man.
Lord Botetourt is good. I think they'll be solid, but I still think, playing Oscar Smith, with size and physicality, like I think that prepared us just the same way. Like we prepared them for a freedom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. We prepared them for a freedom.
So what? I'm sorry, Rob.
Go ahead, Kurt.
I was just gonna say, let's keep it moving. Let's go through the brackets, all right, of the region, the divisions, and we've talked a lot about 6 and 3. I'm gonna share my screen. I know how to do this on business meetings.
5 is very good. 5
is always good.
5 is probably been one of the better classifications. I mean, that's loaded. I think, Maury Green Run.
I got it on the screen. Can you guys see the screen?
We see 4 right now.
That's 5.
There you go, 5. Yep.
There's 5.
All right. Let's start out with Region A. Rusty, Anthony Jones, give us a quick, let's go through all 4 regions. We got to go through this quick because we got all the brackets, all the classes. So we've got Green Run, great offensive team. Talk to us about Region A. It's got Kempsville and some good teams.
So I'll start. Go ahead, Rob. I just want to say real quick, in Division 5, I know Green Run is considered the toughest team in that. Actually, we sat by a Cox coach yesterday at the game, but I still want to go back to, and maybe just because I enjoyed having him on the show, depending on the circumstances with the weather. Everyone, I think Kempsville, if Kempsville meets Green Run in that region's championship game, with their size and ability to run and throw, I think Kempsville can come out of there. But I mean, realistically, it's going to probably be Green Run. Like Green Run could cause some problems for a lot of people.
Yeah, Green Run will cause a lot of problems with a lot of people because of the simple fact they have 3, possibly even. I mean, if you really want to throw Jamari, the running back, into the passing game, you have 4 receivers, and they have a quarterback that can place the ball anywhere on a player. He can put it on the player. He can lead the player. He can throw the over-the-shoulder fade. He can throw in those tight windows. Like Kevin White is just a different type of. He's a different type of kid playing that quarterback position. And that offense, that's what it requires. It requires a guy that can get all 3 of those outside threats, because between Brody and little Nate, Tyshawn, they can take the top off of any defense. They're one-on-one nightmares.
Real quick point, and Rob, I want to get your take, and let's move to Maury. The people in Hokie Nation may want to pay attention to Kevin White, by the way. So go ahead.
That's a very true statement.
Let's talk about both of these. I like Green Run. Rusty, I totally agree with you, though. If we get rain and wind, Green Run, that air game. But I like Green Run with a possible upset by Kempsville. Rob, I want to go to you, but I also like Maury, and I'll let you tout this. Let's talk about the PD getting 7 teams in the playoff.
7 teams in the playoffs, man. That's awesome. We got 3 from Hampton, the city of Hampton, 4 from Newport News. But that's awesome. I agree with you. I got Green Run coming out of there. I got Maury. I think Kempsville will give them maybe a decent game, but I just Kevin White in that offense, and the coaching staff at Green Run, they're looking forward to getting back to that semifinal. But I think this is probably going to be a great playoffs for 5. You got Highland Springs, Stonebridge. I mean, you're going the Final 4 for this division, this classification is going to be like next level. I don't, that's going to be very good. I think any one of those 4 could win a title. Maury has a great running back with Peyton. He's a very good runner. He's physical.
Rob, are you running for office on Tuesday? Why are you being so polite? Highland Springs is going to win it.
Highlands. I don't got Highland Springs winning it. I think Maury wins it. I got Maury. I'm gonna go with Maury. They got a little sour taste in their mouth. They're very good. I got Maury.
Rob, I'm not feeling Maury, man. I don't think. I think they're gonna do a little chill shot after that final last year, and I don't have them beating Green Run or Kempsville. I think they'll handle their region, but I don't see Maury. And I want to be wrong.
Maury's been to how many? What? 2 straight? 3 straight?
Yeah. But they also lost those 2.
But they're also a physical team. They're a very physical team.
I got to play traffic cop. This is what they do on the cable shows when everybody in the news. All right, we're going to be here all day. So let's do this. And nobody disagrees that Highland Springs is going to win that region. All right, Stonebridge, the only team that I have is Mountain View. Rusty, we know a little bit about that. So I like Stonebridge and Highland Springs. I like Maury and Green Run. Gonna be rooting for Kickintan, Menchville, Woodside, and I like Highland Springs beating Green Run. Right. So Rob's got Maury. Rusty, I know you got Highland Springs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
AJ, what is it? Who you like in? Who you like 5?
I like the Green Run and the I see Green Run and Highland Springs going at it. I think this will be the year I think this is the year Green Run actually gets past more.
All right.
I think this is it. And I think it's going to be quarterback play. Nothing against the quarterback they had last year. I just think Kevin White is that. I think he's that guy. I think he's going to be that bridge that's going to get them past Maury this year.
Yeah.
That's me. And go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, let's move along to 4. We've got Region A is 757, and the rest of it is pretty much the rest of the state. So we've got Warwick representing. Warwick is a very good team. They played tough. Who do you all like? Because that's all 757. I'm gonna pick Kings Fork. I'm gonna pick Kings Fork. What's everybody else like? Hey, Rob, you got to say Warwick.
I don't have to say Ward. I don't have to. I think the game's gonna be Ward Kings Fork. We can revisit this later on, but if I had to pick a team, of course I'm going with Ward.
All right.
So I have some very, very deep analysis when we talk about that particular region, and it's going to be Ward for 2 reasons. PD, and the most important is head coach Corey Harrison is a fraternity brother. He's an alpha, and he's spring 90, the same as me. And he was a number 1. So he's number 1, spring 90, dog.
So this is not about football. This is about relationship.
That's all you need to know. It's a wrap. That's all you needed to know. That's my analysis.
That fraternity was scraping.
Alpha.
Hey, listen.
1906 and spring 90, number 1.
Watch out for EC Glass.
All right. Well, we got to roll. So Dinwiddie, absolutely bad team. They crushed Thomas Dale in Region B.
Yeah.
King George is legit though, bro. They got two King George. I saw them. They got major D1 receivers, man. They are legit.
All right. And then Region C, we've got up here, we've got Tuscarora, Loudoun County, Kettle Run. Those are three great teams. The winner's going to come from one of those. I'm going to go with Tuscarora. And then Glass, you guys are right. Glass is right there. But don't count out Salem. That's a great program. They've won multiple state titles. I think this is the Dinwiddie show in 4. I would love to see Kings Fork win it. But that's me, again, not picking a 7-5-7 team. So I got 5 and 4. What do you guys think? Who you got coming? Who do you have going to the finals and winning?
I like Kings Sport in 4, but this is the thing though. Kings Sport first game is no pushover.
Mm-hmm. Deep Creek.
They got Deep Creek. If one thing I know, if King Ford struggles with stopping that run, Brandon Nesbitt Jr., BJ, Big Five, he will run over them all day long.
Mm-hmm. Now he's a good. I've seen him play before. Yeah,
he's a sophomore. He run hard. He hit the hole hard, fast, slow, very, very physical, and he doubles as a linebacker. So if they can get past Deep Creek, I do see. I see them playing Dinwiddie. Well, no. I see between them and Ward. I like Ward. But I would take Dinwiddie to win that whole 4 joint.
Okay.
EC Glass versus Dinwiddie in the final.
All right. So I'm gonna go with. I have a question for you. We'll also go back real quick to 5. But this, I'm gonna ask you guys, who do you think can be that we're not looking at that could surprise people and maybe still win it all? And I say that because when I look at 4, Dinwiddie, yes, they handled Thomas Dale, but I think my pick to win it all is Verina. Their only loss is to Highland Springs. The team that I think will win 5. And Verina, they're sneaking in it because they're the number 3 seed with 1 loss, well, because Dinwiddie and King George are 10-0. But Verina is the defending state champ.
No, absolutely. You're right about that. Verona is the sleeper. I'm going with you with that one. If things go their way, and they've been here, like you said, they're defending champs until proven otherwise. And I just think, that's a good one to pick. I don't think you could be wrong with Verona. Winning it again.
Let's move on, but I want to do a quick shout out to Heritage. Scott Woodleaf, who was an incredible athlete, the Kick 10 high school class in 1982.
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs. It's good to see them back. Quarterback is Derek Gurley. He's a friend of Thomas Bodie, Tom. So shout out to Woodleaf and Derek Gurley at about 38 and a half minutes. So let's go down to we've talked about Phoebus, okay? We talked about Brentsville. So let's there's nothing really to talk about there. Lake Taylor, Lafayette's going to be the game, and that's coming down. Brentsville, I like Phoebus getting to the finals, Liberty. And I will say that I think that Liberty, who lost to Glass.
EC Glass.
Right. Liberty is not doing. I like Liberty coming out, and I'll let you guys take over. Botetourt, they've got a couple of UVA guys as assistant coaches, and they've got a really good player going to Virginia Tech, a lineman. So I like Phoebus.
Liberty Christian?
No, Botetourt. I like Phoebus playing Botetourt. I like Phoebus playing Botetourt. Botetourt's in Daleville. But Rusty, what do you think? Interesting matchups here.
Yeah, it is. I know Botetourt has talent, and they're clearly a good program. But I just think that it doesn't matter. It's Phoebus, and then
everybody
they're tough. They're tough.
Smart man, Rusty. Smart man.
I think it's Phoebus and Liberty Christian again. We'll see.
We know you're covering Southwest Virginia, Anthony Jones from Cleveland. Who you like? You got Bassett or Cave Spring?
Nah, I like Phoebus and playing the Phantoms in the state championship. Listen, if they play anybody the way they just play Oscar Smith Saturday, the rest of these teams really don't even matter.
Yeah, no.
If they're half that good, man.
No,
it doesn't even
right,
matter.
It's just about the preparation and just making sure we don't, lose focus at the task, the major task. Yeah. There's nothing. It don't matter. Nothing matters if we don't win it. Like that doesn't matter. The 56-0 doesn't matter.
Right.
So,
right.
Yep.
But I like them, and I can see the repeat of Liberty Christian and Phoebus with the same outcome of them going up to Liberty and winning again. I can definitely see that.
I brought 2 up because we got a 7-5-7 team, and that's Pocosin, 3 seed.
Pocosin.
Bruton is 7-5-7 too.
That's true.
Oh yeah, yep, they are. They're 8. Yep, I just seen that. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick King William to come out of that, but I'm rooting for Pocosin. And then I'll be honest with you, man, I don't know these teams that well.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of them neither. I know some history about like Gretna. Graham is pretty solid. Like
Bradford's always had a really good program. Martinsville was Sean Moore, Herman Moore. Appomattox County has won, I believe, 2 in a row.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah. I would say I like man. Yeah. I keep comment. We just wanted to give Pocosin some love.
Shout out to Pocosin, man. 7-5-7. Good luck to them guys, man. And you never know what happens. It's the playoffs, man. You never know.
All right, so we're going to wind it down. Rusty, let's talk about Region B and 6, because we got a lot of fans up here. Now, we're going to cover this tomorrow night, but we want to do it in the context because they're going to be facing the winner of the Oscar Smith region, which is Region A. I don't think anybody can touch Freedom.
I don't either. But again, I say you just you never know. I had thought that if anybody could beat Freedom, it would be Patriot. But what Battlefield did to Patriot on Friday was really surprising, to keep Patriot out of the end zone when Patriot just put up 60 points on Champ the week before. So I think that, Battlefield and Patriot will have to play each other in the semis to get to Freedom. But overall, man, like I called this before, I think Freedom is one of the class teams of the state division, no matter the division. And I was convinced of that when I saw them scrimmage DeMassa. And again, they have talent. I think it will be Freedom, probably against Oscar Smith. And I'll say this, man. I think I try to take positives out of a lot of stuff, and I've coached, and I've said before how I've had some undefeated teams, and I'm just like, it's hard to remain undefeated. I think that's if Smith uses it right, like they did last year. I think that loss and having some difficulties and things. I think Oscar Smith, because they had they had the situation yesterday with Phoebus. I actually like them a little better against Freedom, considering that. But if things play out, I think it'll be Freedom playing against Centerville in the state championship in Division 6. I like Freedom to win.
Come on, man.
No, man. That Centerville region, whoever wins that Fairfax, that is the most competitive region. That's going to be tough. Fairfax is playing TC Williams, Alexandria City. And then they're going to face the winner of Lake Braddock Robinson, which is probably going to be Lake Braddock. Those are good teams.
You're going to see South County.
South County and West Springfield. Don't count out West Springfield.
Yeah.
Those teams are coming out battle-tested. I like them to beat – I really like Centerville. I like Fairfax and Freedom in the state championship, and do not count out Oscar Smith.
Hey, do not count out Smith. Believe in the coaching staff at Smith. They're very good guys. Like Anthony said earlier in the show, like the same thing that happened to us. Don't get it twisted. They're still the 2-time state champions. They're going to go to the board and they're going to fix what needs to be fixed. Trust and believe. A lot of these kids haven't lost, but this is like their second loss.
Yep.
And a long time. Like they only have 2 losses. Like they don't, we talking about 2 state titles. Like they don't think they won't be there. I have Oscar Smith playing whoever. I don't care who it is. Like I don't care nothing about it. They beat Freedom 14-10. Great game to go on to play for their 3rd straight.
Rob, you will care when basketball season starts, but
And
Anthony Jones, who you got?
Not at the P. Not at the P. We'll be coming off number 9.
All right. So
well, you already know who I got coming out of my region. I get everybody likes the Freedom team, but like I always say, I know what we have. I know what the coaching staff is going to do with these kids in these next 5 weeks. I'm very confident in what we're able to do. Because we weren't able to do it Saturday, that doesn't mean we're not able to do it. So that's if it does get past Battlefield of Patriot. You said it's going to be one of those 2. So I actually have Smith playing South County again in the state championship.
Hold on. Let me just say this. I was getting ready to say, who do we see again out of these that nobody's looking at or picking? And you just hit it, AJ. I was going to say, just like I had the Varina, South County, and maybe because he was my quarterback and I won a championship, but Jordan Dennis is a beast at quarterback. As a sophomore last year, he passed for over 3,000 yards and over 50 touchdowns, and they only lost 1 regular season game. So, like, Jordan is only a junior this year. The kid is legit. Like, he helped me have an undefeated season, and I'm telling you, I know. And so when I talk about South County and Freedom, I coach some kids there. Like I know those teams are legit, but I do think South County can make some noise.
It's a very good program. We played them all as well in the playoffs. Phoebus did some years back. We played them, so now they're a really good program.
Yeah. So
I like South County.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. We know a lot of the parents up here. Just going back to 4. Loudoun County, our buddy Jeremiah Davis, Penn State, great Annandale, great coaches over there, great guy. Loudoun
They're
County,
undefeated.
They don't have anybody that jumps out at you. They play extremely fundamental football. They're a dark horse, could beat Dinwiddie. All right, guys, great having you on.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it. I got something else for you in 4. Don't sleep on Churchland because of those 3 losses.
I heard it.
They got that kid over there, Hillman, man, and he is a ball player. I like him at safety, which he's a great safety. He also can play the quarterback position, but wherever he goes, he's gonna be an athlete.
No, I talked about that. I talked about that too to somebody. Churchland sitting at the 4. I think they're in like a 4-5.
They got the 4th. They got the 4th.
And that could be a knockoff Warwick and set up something electric.
And it's very possible. They have a nice back stable of running backs. They run a good offense. They have athletes. The problem is they just have 3 losses. Right. But then when you look at the losses, the only loss that pops out to you, of course, is when they played Maury for homecoming.
Right.
And that was the only one. The first game of the season, they played Western Branch, took Western Branch into overtime, and everybody say Western Branch only won on a phantom pass interference or block in the back, but that's neither here nor there. But they took them into overtime and was actually giving them all they can handle. So don't sleep on. A lot of people don't. I hope they don't sleep on Churchland because that's a team that you look at. Oh, it's Churchland. Next thing you know, you could be down 21-0.
So I heard this about Churchland. I've got my inside sources. They say Churchland has a tremendous amount of talent, but they're not very disciplined. So let's see if they can put it together at this time of year. So when you have the talent,
that makes it though. They could go off.
Right.
So they could do it. Yeah. Lastly, is there anybody that does anybody else have any other dark horses out of 4? And I'll say mine. Kirk, good call on Loudoun County, but I've got Kettle Run making some noise. Kettle Run is 10-0. That's Brentsville's only loss. And and they got some talent, man. They can play. We just don't hear about them, and we just don't cover them enough. But Kettle Run is a team that it would not shock me if they advance pretty far. Yep.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Is there any partnership? AJ, like, I wish y'all had at least scored. I've never seen you this.
Hold on, listen.
Beat the spirit out of you, bro. But let me say this.
My spirit can never be broken because of what I know, what they're capable of doing. Now, if we're playing, if we went over there and we had no idea that we could compete with them guys, like my first thing was like, man, we over here, we can't even compete. What are we doing? It was a bad showing on us, outstanding showing on Phoebus. They took advantage of everything. It's no spirit broken. Trust me when I tell you.
Hey, Rusty and Kurt. Oscar Smith will have donuts on us tomorrow. 1994 Tiger Lane. We can't eat 56 boxes of donuts. So I'll make sure you guys get a few.
You tell Coach Scott and all those guys that we're rooting for Oscar Smith.
No, absolutely, man. Hey, good luck to everybody, man. Appreciate you, Kirk. Appreciate you, Bird, for coming down. It's always great coming on the show, man. Everybody subscribe to the Kirk and Bird show, man. Do that. For real. These are guys, man.
And I want to close with on Facebook, some people don't get it. I saw somebody say something about my comments with Oscar Smith and Cole. Look, it's all love. That's the thing. Like, I'm telling people know, like, they don't dish it out if he can't take it and he can clearly take it. So it's all love, like I said, man. Right now, I want y'all to do your thing. It's all love, man. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the greatest things about yesterday to me was just the feeling in the air of what I remember playing in high school football. Like, Rob, you're younger than us, but I think you still were a part of that.
I played in front of 9,000, 10,000 with the extra bleachers. And like you said, like some of them kids on Phoebus and Oscar Smith won't play in front of crowds like that. Like, they won't go on and play in front of some crowds like that, wherever they go to school. So that was awesome for the community, the 757, the nation, top 10 on Max Preps. So
yes, absolutely.
I love the environment.
Take us out, Rusty.
All right. So look, this has been Rob from Phoebus, AJ from Oscar Smith, two great analysts, and they've been with Kirkenberg. They supported us, man. Y'all continue to support these teams and others from the 757 as they advance and go through these playoffs. But thanks again, guys.
Appreciate it.
For AJ, for Rob, for Kirk, this has been Kirkenberg. We are out.